What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Unfortunately, this story will probably put a dent in that, but it is, I think it's worthwhile noting that, pointing out when stuff is messed up and rallying support around somebody. This is actually a story that so far has been kind of with a happy ending, but I guess we'll have to go through it all. But it's nuts. I know my Canadian viewers, I feel for you. Not as much as I feel for my Australian or New Zealand viewers, but I think it's safe to say that, they have it rough. I mean, Australia has like literal camps that they're putting people into when they get sick. Canada, you can't walk your dog at night. It's nuts. You can't buy certain items now unless you get the poke, and I don't know, the 7 after it. I'm not exactly sure. It's rough out there for you, and it's tearing families apart, and it just stinks. I don't have the answer, but what I do have is, a few times a day for 10 minutes, an option to distract yourself for a little bit. Now, this story is about a 4-year-old with leukemia getting kicked out of the Ronald MacDonald House. Now, if you're not familiar with what the Ronald MacDonald House is, it's essentially a place for sick kids to go, and it gives a place for their families to stay while they're receiving treatment. In general, it's a very good thing. I've donated to the Ronald MacDonald House, certainly in the past, but a very concerning new development has happened, or at least been alleged. Ronald MacDonald House to evict families with young children who are unpoked. The Ronald MacDonald House is allegedly served an eviction notice on unpoked children with serious illnesses, including cancer, and their parents. Now, if my kid was battling cancer, I'm not sure I would be rushing out trying to, add more things into the system, so to speak. Now, you could make the argument that, maybe they're immunocompromised and, that's like extra reason to do it. I'm not a doctor. I can't say. I think as a parent, I would be extra concerned, especially when you're going through chemo and all this stuff that depletes your immune system. Austin Ferguson, the father of a 4-year-old with leukemia, has been undergoing treatment since October, posted a video to Facebook showing a letter from the Ronald MacDonald House that made the announcement of the evictions. A GoFundMe has been set up to help his family with the cost. Here it is. Dear RMH family, this is Ronald MacDonald House. As we continue to provide essential services to families alongside our hospital and medical, we do everything we can to ensure the safety and well-being of those visiting the Ronald MacDonald House. We are making changes to our admission requirements effective January something. It's kind of cut off. 17th. Beginning January 17th, 2022, that's in 5 days. This was sent, you had a week's notice. They gave them 7 days notice. Everyone 5 years old and older who are working or staying at our facilities must show proof of full poke, 2 doses, in addition to completing our, I don't know what that says. What's messed up is you'd have to run right out and get it. Essentially, you have 7 days to arrange this. Maybe your kid's going through some major medical procedure. I don't know. The Ronald MacDonald House does serve an important purpose. Families have to move from one city to another just because that's where they get the best medical treatment, so on and so forth. Basically, they have to run out, get poked, because there's a grace period till January 31st. So they have 3 weeks. They have 7 days to get their first dose, and then they have to get their second dose within the, I think you have to wait 2 weeks, right? I think it's a couple weeks after you get it, I think. He wrote, all tenants, adults and children over the age of 5 who are not poked, how absolutely wicked and vile. And Annie agrees. Are you going to say something in the mic? Little Annie Bodini. Yeah? What you got to say? Yeah? Quote, they are evicting my son with leukemia and any other children or adults who are suffering with sick children right now into the snow, Ferguson added. The cult is far more dangerous than the COOF. If they will evict families with cancer, what won't they do? The letter and video, which was provided to True North, dated January 10th, said that everyone 5 years and older who are unpoked against the coof are no longer allowed to stay at their facilities. Five? Didn't we just see the CDC say that people that actually had really bad outcomes from this had 4 or more comorbidities? Not a lot of 5-year-olds have that. Maybe at the Ronald MacDonald House, though, I suppose. Families already in the facility have been given a grace period to get at least one dose. Okay, get at least one dose by the end of the month. I said this couldn't be real. In the video, Ferguson can be seen confronting staff and telling them that he's not anti-poke because his child has all the pokes, with the exception of one for the coof. Ferguson also told the staff member that the poke do not stop transmission. And we're okay, we know this. Now, according to the Ronald MacDonald House Charities, we continue to restrict access to the house and are practicing coof safety protocols, including screening, temperature checks, physical distancing, enhanced cleaning protocols, and mandatory masks. Why do you need all that if you're forcing everyone to have the poke? It seems absurd to me. Now, the Ronald MacDonald House has also issued a statement. Where did they go? They did they said they were going to basically try to find new housing for this kid. I mean, I guess. I mean, why? He's 5. He's not even remotely at risk. It's ghoulish. When we look at, what was it, Ronald? Twitter was covering for them. I forget. Now it's gone, shockingly. They made a statement and, basically they said they were going to try to rehouse this. Oh, here we go. The Ronald MacDonald House, which houses and supports sick kids, confirms that they will find alternate accommodation, kick out kids and families that refuse to comply with their coof mandate. Now, this is in Canada. I'm not sure exactly how far this goes. And you see a lot of the cults saying, Ronald MacDonald House owes you nothing. The house is filled with families with very sick kids. They want everyone poked so families don't pass it on to their very sick kid. Yeah. I mean, that 4-year-old, definitely get him out of there. Get him out of there. Throw him in a snowbank because he hasn't received this poke. Now, they originally started a GoFundMe to help raise the money for their kids, for the leukemia treatment. I don't know, what it was at one point, but I know that it's absolutely exploded in the last 12 hours. Somebody just donated $2,000. It's up to $55,000. They write, Austin and Lindsay Ferguson are active members of the Harvest Church and passionately involved within their community. Their son, Jack, was recently diagnosed with ALL, which is acute lymphoblastic leukemia, and is currently staying in Vancouver undergoing treatment. I asked Austin's permission to make this GoFundMe, and he said, we love our boy and we trust God to see us through this and restore our family. However, there is a financial burden as my wife had to leave her job and move to Vancouver for treatment. Now, this has a very strong survival rate, nearly 90%, which says a lot about modern medicine. But it's just weird. Again, if their whole point, I guess just follow me here. Again, I don't care who has it, who doesn't have it. I was strongly considering it, and then I got it anyway, so now I'll just be fine with natural immunity. But, I'm satisfied with that. But I'll tell you this. If the reason you're saying that, well, you have to get the poke so you don't pass it to someone else who gets sick, well, pretty sure people have said that doesn't stop that. I think we already know that you can still pass it to other people while having your poke. I mean, we have prominent politicians who are still getting it not even asymptomatic, but they're getting it with the poke. So I think that this is a political thing. I absolutely do. It's my opinion, obviously, and you may disagree with me, but it just seems ghoulish to me. I wish the best of this kid and his treatment. Looks like they have plenty of money, so I'm not going to direct anyone, I suppose, if you want to. And I wish the kid the best in their treatment. And, I hope people strongly reconsider donating money to the Ronald MacDonald House if this is the position they're going to take. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.